And now please welcome Nicole Casarez, who's Anthony Graves' lawyer, and she'll introduce our guest speaker.
Thank you very much, Robin. Thank you for having me here tonight. You know, flying into Washington today from Houston, all I could really think about was what a difference a year makes. A year ago tonight, my client, Anthony Graves, was in a jail cell in Caldwell, Texas. He was awaiting retrial on capital murder charges. He'd been convicted in 1994 of a horrible, brutal murder, the murder of 6 people, including 4 young children. I mean, if there was a crime where the perpetrator deserved the death penalty, this was it. Problem was, though, that he was innocent. He hadn't done it. I'm an attorney. I'm a professor at a small liberal arts college in Houston. And in 2002, my students and I started investigating Anthony's case. And what we found out was very, very troubling. We learned that the conviction against Anthony had been obtained by the use of perjured testimony, snitch testimony, junk science, faulty lineup procedures, police misconduct, egregious prosecutorial misconduct. And in 2006, because of that egregious prosecutorial misconduct, Anthony's conviction was overturned at the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. But the state of Texas, knowing Texas, instead of releasing Anthony, decided to go ahead and retry him. And the retrial was going to be based on all that evidence that they had used the first time. In fact, the trial judge had already said that the key evidence against him, which was tainted by prosecutorial misconduct, would be admissible at the retrial. So a year ago tonight, when I finished my day job, I went home and was working with my co-counsel on Anthony's case. And he was in his cell in Caldwell, Texas, wondering and waiting and worrying. Luckily for us, in 2010, a special prosecutor was appointed to Anthony's case who actually took a look at that evidence that I told you about. For the first time, an investigation was conducted, the investigation that should have been conducted in 1992. And so in October 2010, she announced that all of the charges against Anthony were being dismissed. And she did it in a way that made it clear to the world that they weren't being dismissed because the evidence was insufficient or people had died or too much time had gone by. She made it clear to the world that there had never been any evidence against him at all, that he was actually an innocent man who had served 18 years in prison, 12 of those on Texas death row. So you understand when I say that it's a miracle that I'm here tonight and that Anthony is here tonight. So it is my great honor to introduce to you someone who truly survived the Texas justice system, Mr. Anthony Graves.